back, another episode 3 of Cake Talk. Special guest, we got Vitamin D.
What up?
Man, so to start off, I just kind of want to jump through some of the history and just to put it out there, touch on some experiences and some memories along the way.
For sure.
Yeah, so man, let's just kick it off. I know that your older cousin, Sugar Bear, right?
Absolutely.
Rest in peace. For those of you who don't know, the Emerald Street Boys, 83, the first ever record from Seattle, first ever rap record that dropped in Seattle, called Christmas Rap.
First rap group in Seattle, as far as everybody. That's the testament, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That joint was produced by Tony Benton, retired funk musician.
Yeah. Tony Bennett's still out here, too.
Hell yeah. So your dad, Herman Brown, guitarist, right?
Pops, yes, sir. I think he's told me stories. My pops has played with a lot of people.
Yeah?
Yeah, he used to be in the Silvers. Then he was down with Leon Silvers, who went on to produce all these records for this label Solar.
Oh, word.
That was like Shalimar, The Whispers.
Damn.
I'm forgetting a few groups, Dynasty and a couple other people, and that's kind of where that boogie sound came from, was Leon Silvers III.
Bet.
And Pops was a studio musician with him, and Pops tells me he wrote a lot of bridges on them songs and stuff like that too, so.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Pops.
Yes, sir.
Let me not forget. His local group, Septimus, is...
Septimus, yeah.
Let me not forget Septimus. Frank Brown, rest in peace. That was my big cutty, but he was more like an uncle. And yeah, he was there when I recorded, like, when I got my first record deal down in LA and all that stuff. Like, Frankie B was there with me and all that stuff. Yeah. So shout out to Frankie B. Like, he's always kind of been there in
That's crazy.
Weird, really dope way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild, man. So, at what age did you transition into an artist, and what kind of influence came from your family? Being a family of musicians like that.
So my first exposure to live hip hop was actually in Seattle. The family came up to visit up here in Seattle, my Seattle family, and Sugar Bear and them guys was opening up for Kumo D, the Treacherous Three. And me and my cousin was Juice. We was like, yo, Cuddy's opening up for the Treacherous Three. We knew their songs. Like, what? Like, that'll be, back then, that'll be the equivalent of somebody's trying to come up and, they get to open for the baby now, like, in front of everybody. Like, it's the biggest show you can open up for. He gets to open up for the baby now. Like, what?
That's wild.
The baby? How'd he get that jug? Like, it's gonna be something like that.
Yeah, something huge, big, major scale, household name.
Right. So here's how it all connects. Steve Sneed. I don't know if you know who Steve Sneed is.
I don't.
Okay. So yeah, let me go ahead and break something down. It gets deep.
Okay.
So Steve Sneed used to be an arts aficionado, activist. He was into the arts, but mostly from a theater angle, but he was in a funk band with this guy, Rico Bembry, and a couple other people. I can't remember the names. Please excuse me for that. But we're talking about 70s right here, right? So they had their thing going in the 70s. Steve Sneed was a percussionist in this funk band. His son is Isaiah from BFA.
Oh, wow.
And his daughter is she go by? Charlie Cash or whatever, right?
Okay.
So those are all my cousins, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but those are the Sneeds, right?
Yeah.
The Sneeds put together the production for the Emerald Street Boys early shows.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Because they had theater background and they were in funk bands, so they knew how to throw a show.
Yeah.
So when they, fast forward to 83, I think it is, they opened for Kumo D and those guys.
Yeah.
And their show was filthy. They had the dudes breaking and bopping in the back with the silhouettes and the light coming in. It looked dope from, at least from my perspective.
Yeah.
I don't know, I couldn't tell you what the OGs thought of it or whatever because I was little at this point. I'm like 8.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a youngster, so.
That's wild. What age did y'all move up from LA?
When I was 11.
11. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so that was the first run, huh?
So my first run.
How was that
was
experience?
Well, it was an urban play called Peer Pressure, right?
Yeah.
So they had the rap song in the play. Like you'd be like, "Oh, Johnny found a gun in the barrel," and they'll break into a song. Yeah, don't play with guns or something. Some dumbass whatever it was going on, man. Like I kind of wasn't feeling that really when I first started it.
Yeah.
But you do your lines right and you have the right timing and all this stuff and you see the play go off and you're up on stage and people are laughing and clapping when the songs come on and all that.
Yeah.
It's an ill feeling kind of like, you're like, oh, snap, man. Like people are really feeling what we're doing and we practiced and did all this stuff and took vocal lessons and blah, 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 blah. And
yeah.
I was in that production and that taught me, oh, man, there ain't nothing to being on stage, bro. That's nothing, really.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you could touch people like that and positively. So, Unc showed me that, and I was like, oh man, I love this. At the same time, they were writing these raps for the play, right?
Yeah.
And I had musical input because I always messed with music since I was little. Mostly drum machines and Big Cudi, Sugar Bear taught me how to DJ a little bit when I was young. Enough to give me my own real I had some janky equipment, like some.
What was your first drum machine? You had the SP or what?
Hell no, an SP 1200.
Yeah, what
That was like 2500 in the 80s, bro. Are you kidding me? That's like 5 racks now. Like, no way a 10-year-old kid's gonna have that, bro. Like,
what was you messing with?
I was on a Dr. Rhythm, man. The first drum machine I ever bought myself was when I was 13 out the nickel one ass. They don't even have that no more. That's some shit in the newspaper back then or whatever.
Okay.
They would have used equipment. I got at least this HR-16 because I heard you could trigger a sampler with it and it had drum sounds.
Okay.
And I heard the drum machine was on some hit records. It was on Ice Cube's America's Most Wanted.
How old were you when you got that first joint?
I was 13.
13?
Yeah, when I got my first piece of equipment that I bought.
Okay.
And I bought it from that motherfucking play. You see what I'm saying? Like they had to, you got paid for it because it was a summer job through Summer Youth Employment Program.
Yeah.
So at the end of the play, I had like a rack to work with. So I got some school clothes, I got some G-Nikes and some British Knights and shit like that. And I went and got me a drum machine out the newspaper.
Yeah.
My mom drove me way out to Federal Way to go get this drum machine for some white dude, man. Look like some square white. I don't know what he was doing with it, but
kicked it off from there.
I know I could program with it, and this guy taught me in the play kind of how to sequence the new drum machines because my dad had drum machines laying around the house when I was little.
Yeah.
And I used to kind of mess with them. I didn't really know what was going on.
That's what's up.
But I knew it was the same sounds that I would hear on records, so I would just kind of mess with it. Like, oh, it's the Run DMC clap or whatever. Yeah, that's fun or whatever. But
that's dope.
Yeah,
okay.
Who knows? I didn't know it was gonna be.
So then fast forward to Garfield.
All right, so
this is when you founded Tribal, right?
Yeah. So freshman year, coming right off the play experience.
Yeah.
I got me a drum machine now.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin Sugar Bear gave me this janky turntable. And I met this guy named Mike at school who had a DJ mixer because his brother was a DJ and his brother passed away. Rest in peace, Jock Patterson. So he had DJ equipment laying around.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, let me talk to your pops and let me see if I could buy his old DJ equipment. So Pop said it was cool. I got a turntable and a mixer now and a drum machine. Not really enough to make beats, but enough to make beats, kind of. You know what I mean? Like I can at least mix the record over the drum beat, and my shit could sound like a beat, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, enough to you can rock over it or whatever. So I started doing that. And then I got the opportunity to do a assembly at the school.
Okay.
You sign up for the assembly, you audition for the assembly or whatever, and I brought my little janky turntables over there, and we did our show. They let us get in the assembly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, snap. It's on now. Now I get to write my own raps, which I didn't do it. But the homies wrote their raps. I DJ'd the set, and then my gimmick in high school was I was the rapping DJ.
Yeah.
So after the third, there'd be a couple people rapping, and then the third verse come in, and I get from behind the turntables, and then I rock the last verse, and it's like, oh, the DJ raps too, like, oh.
Yeah.
And then I would come off the top of the dome, so we're at an assembly, there's like 800 people in the crowd.
Yeah.
At least, maybe more than that, but it's a full stadium or auditorium of people, right?
Yeah.
So if you're freestyling, you could just point a couple people out in the crowd and be like, oh, shout out to the girl with the pink blouse. Oh, and then the whole crowd is like, oh, and then you're like, oh. So like, now I'm feeling it like, oh, I think we might be some rappers. You know?
Y'all got the energy, the confidence.
Like, oh,
we
snap,
got something
man.
going on.
We might do this shit, man. We gonna conquer the world with rap.
Yeah.
So that's how all that started. I mean, we was rocking assemblies, and then it turned into the talent show.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple groups that kind of recorded all in my mom's basement, because at this point, there's only a couple. It's not like now, how you got the laptop, and everybody kind of got a setup at the house now, and you can record a demo, and you can actually record a demo now for the low. It don't, you don't gotta buy no equipment or nothing. You just gotta have your computer, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like that when in the late '80s, early '90s. It wasn't like that. You had to buy all these different parts. Mm-hmm. You had to buy the tape machine. You had to buy the mixing board. You had to buy the drum machine. You had to buy the keyboard, the mixer, the
Every
turntable.
component.
It's
Oh,
all
yeah.
separate, and it's all expensive.
Yeah.
So in order to get some decent sound, you gotta spend a few racks. But that's a few racks back then.
So that's big money back then.
That's big bread, bro. Let's not that. You got to be dedicated to even think to do that. You got to take some chances. So I was taking shorts.
Yeah.
Then we ain't gonna even talk about records. You couldn't download no MP3 or none of that.
Yeah.
You had to go to the record store
Go digging.
and go buy the record.
Yeah.
But if you want to DJ a party, son, I had aspirations to DJ parties too.
Yeah.
I ended up DJing at my own prom. Like I really was trying to. Back then, a DJ meant something. A DJ don't mean shit now. Like that's some guy, hey, man. Like, why would you inspire to even be that at this point?
Yeah.
You kind of do that, press buttons or whatever. Nobody cares.
What it's come to, yeah.
Yeah, nobody cares about that no more. But back then, you kind of that was like magic to be able to rock a party, kind of. You know, that was.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, man, you could be a rock star DJing back then.
Yeah.
You control the party. Like, that's huge back then. So
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's what I'm trying to be on. That, I like making my little beats. I was all right in high school. I got decent at the end of high school where it will at least sound like the records that was out.
Yeah. Okay. So that's how Tribal came to be, right?
Right, we was all in high school, and back then, I keep doing this back then shit, so excuse me with all that. Like, man, back then, we had to keep it real. No, I'm not trying to do all that, but like rap, everybody didn't rap.
Yeah.
Like, it was a small group of people that really respected the culture like that, right?
Yeah.
To the point where if a dude rapped at Rainier Beach, I went to Garfield, they'd be like, there's this dude that raps at Rainier Beach. And back
Y'all
then, you know, you
linking
could
up.
skip school. Back then, you could skip school and it wouldn't count against your grade, too. That's a whole nother factor right there.
Yeah.
So we would just go to different schools and battle the rappers.
Yeah.
There's this dude that could rap at Rainier Beach. For real? Oh, man, we on the 48. We're out there.
Yeah.
Where's the dude at? Oh, and then I almost set up like an after-school fight down there. Like, oh, yeah, and you rap against their best dude or whatever, and that's how you kind of get your stripes.
Yeah.
And it was like that for dancers, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, somebody could
Y'all
break
out there
or
popping
somebody
it.
could pop better. And
Yeah,
somebody would
breaking.
catch the bus all the way to somebody else's school. They'll do a pop battle. Somebody got the boom box and they'll pop against each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds primitive, but like the dude that won the battle, it seemed like the girl went to him. Like it was like some, it was weird. Like some old,
Hell yeah.
like man, it's old school, man.
Man,
Times have changed, bro.
So at what point did it get to, you know, like each different faction of tribal where y'all had Ghetto Children and Sense Emilia, Fat Mob, Narcotic, Infinite, you know?
Really, it kind of broke up into different groups. It's all from my mom's basement.
Yeah.
A bunch of different people from different schools and the same school and different age groups. We were all, it just turned into, oh man, you could go down to Vitamin's house and rap.
Yeah.
And this, we'll rap.
Hell yeah.
A lot of ranking too. Like, we'll sit there and rank for 2 hours to write some raps, and then
Yeah.
I don't know why my mom ain't kicked all them Negroes out the house, but she didn't. So man, shout out to my moms too.
Hell yeah. So man, so the first project that ever dropped, if I'm not mistaken, in '93, Monologues and Soliloquies, 4-track cassette.
Definitely not the first one that dropped, but the first one they played it on Cube, and
So that was like
It
the
was the
first
one that
big
got out there,
big
kinda.
hit for y'all.
big hit.
Alright,
Yeah. But no, I mean it was the first one that
Kinda
I would
kicked
say
it
that
off.
tape got us some fans. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, outside our school, because I was still in high school at that point. So.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on from that, what was next? Like the untranslated prescriptions.
Yeah. I would
Okay.
say so. We
90.
dropped a bunch of little. Back then, they did this shit called maxi singles, which I guess would be the same as a. It's smaller than an EP, but it's not a single. It's a maxi single.
Word.
The maxi single would have like 4 songs on it. So we did a bunch of those.
Okay.
But mainly to raise money to get more equipment so we could sound better.
Yeah.
That was what we were just trying to like. We would invest in new records, a better mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our first mics, we was like stealing it. Like we would do a show and steal the mic from a show and shit. We're recording in a handheld or something. You know, like
Hell yeah.
dumb shit. You know.
Yeah, so man, so touching on seeing as we going down the line with all these years, man, let's just start doing see if you got a favorite memory from each one of these years. You got a favorite memory from the untranslated prescription days in '95?
Yeah. So before untranslated, we used to do this shit called a crack tape, where we would somebody else pick out the record and then another guy make the beat, because we all kind of made beats kind of
Yeah.
on some level. We can at least get the sample in there and get it on a beat, put a drum beat under it or something like that. So we would do this shit called a crack tape. I give you the record, you gotta make something out of it. Then I gotta freestyle over it and we make this. Sometimes we'll be whack on purpose or just do some shit we would never do and really never put out.
Yeah.
It was like almost an exercise to get the weak shit out of your system, kind of.
Hell yeah.
And then you play the tape back and just be fucking laughing and shit. And we'd have our little MD 2020s and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when the kiwi fruit first came out.
Oh
And
man,
shit.
I did not miss those.
Oh no, terrible shit, bro.
Oh my
Niggas was
god.
pouring Kool-Aid packets of the Thunderbird. It's that era, you know.
Yeah.
St. Ives.
Oh man.
Motherfuckers to drink like
The Cisco.
yeah, the Cisco, St. Ives, Special Brew, and all that
Oh, my
shit.
God.
Like we're doing that.
Don't take me back to those memories.
Stealing record, like I'm pretty sure every record on that translated, we stole it from some record store at that like,
Hell yeah.
Housing Records.
Yeah.
Everybody wrote graffiti back then, so we'd be out bombing and shit.
Hell yeah. What was your favorite joint off of the untranslated prescriptions?
Oh. I don't know. I couldn't.
All right, we'll move past that.
Maybe
So,
93, 94 though. I might say that.
okay.
I might say that.
All right, so let's fast forward to '96, man. Do the Math dropped on CD, was re-released on vinyl in 2019. Favorite memory from them days and favorite joint off the Do the Math.
Favorite joint off of Do the Math. There's no way I could pick a favorite out of that stuff. I don't,
The whole project, like fucking.
Some of it I can't remember, to tell you the truth.
It's back
But I
in the
will
day.
say, I liked Untranslated better than I liked.
Do the Math.
Yeah, I will say that.
Okay. Do you feel like Do the Math was more well received by the community than untranslated prescriptions?
It was better quality and wider range of medium, so by proxy that would be the case. But
Yeah, you
no, either way, Heart and Soul was put into it. That's
Yeah.
kind of up to the people. That I have no
Yeah.
control over that, you know. But I'd say my personal favorite, and maybe due to the times, it might be the times that Untranslated is my favorite because definitely not polished. Neither is Do the Math by any means, but we knew a little bit more. I had Ghetto Children that went through some record deals and shit by that point too, so we kind of were jaded on Do the Math a little bit too.
word.
But to go back to your question, favorite moments,
Yeah.
epic rank outs on Do the Math, epic.
Hell
The
yeah.
rank outs, oh my God.
Hell
We
yeah.
was ranking dudes in the coffins, man. Especially if you wasn't part of the crew, you wasn't used to it.
He was getting on head.
Oh my God. Some of the coldest, bro. The rank sessions from them days, man.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, man.
That's crazy, man. All right, let's fast forward. Let's go up to Table Manners, man. That project really, showcased your tableism and shit. I feel like.
Yeah, that's my DJ shit, man.
Yeah.
I had to put one out for the DJ nerds.
Hell yeah. So, you got a favorite moment from those times?
So, I had MCs on it, and it was all top of the dome, and it was kind of in a 2 or 3 day span, maybe.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like my favorite people from the hip hop community at that time, kind of all united in the same space at the same time.
Yeah.
So that would be my favorite memory from Table Manners for sure.
Dope. Okay. Coming up next, the Narcotic single, Narcosis, produced by you, late 99, 2000, I think.
Well, you know what? We gotta back up if we're gonna talk about Narcotic, because their first album was Intro to the Centro, and that actually came out before Untranslated, I want to say. Maybe after, but I know we recorded a lot of it before Untranslated.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember how it came out.
Yeah.
The Intro to the Centro album and the album that Narcosis was on that ended up, we recorded a whole album for that single and it never translated into a LP for this reason and that reason. You got to ask those guys really why it didn't happen. But the music was made and mixed, I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
They had the songs, so it was a matter of just getting it together. But I don't know why it didn't happen, man. But I know Tizzy T, that was my guy, rest in peace. I mean, he was definitely the heart and soul of Narcotic.
Yeah.
And my favorite parts about the Narcotic era, or just working with those guys, is Tiz was 100% B-boy.
Yeah.
So on all those beats, or not all of them, I would say most of them, like, 75% of them, Tiz actually brought me the record. Oh, man, I went to the record store and I got this 45, man, sample this. I'm not listening to it, but like, oh, okay. Hell yeah, okay. I see what to do with that. And then we'll get it together, and it's like, yo, I would have never picked that record. That's crazy that you brought that to me. So I would say my favorite part about Narcotic is they expanded my range in musical taste. Or
Okay.
methods to get into a sound or anything, stuff like that,
Dope. And the project never being released, is that reference to the Narconomics?
I think that's what they was gonna call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't recall what their situation was, because at that point I was still trying to figure out Ghetto Children stuff too. So
Word. All right, well, man, that's gonna wrap it up for this location. We're gonna sign off and see y'all at Soulful Taste,
no, soulful dishes, right?
Soulful Dishes.
We high, goddammit, we high.
We going somewhere, so.
Nah, we gonna roll up to 18th and Yesler. We gonna go to Soulful Dishes, and we gonna see my guy, the Def Chef, and he's gonna get us right. He brought back the original Sammy Burger. I don't know if you know about that, but
We're gonna find out.
oh yeah, man. Anybody from the CD though, that's the real CD, they know about the Sammy Burger. So my man brought it back. We're gonna see if he got it right though.
Once again, Cake City Ant, we back. This Cake City, Cake Talk, episode 3. We got Vitamin D. We got Ben. What up, what up?
Oh man.
Hey,
Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Novocaine, good to be here, man. Here with a couple legends, couple greats.
Yes, indeed. Man, so first of all, why don't you go ahead and just let them know where we at in the history.
Oh man, we had Soulful Dishes. This venue, has been a lot of things, but right now the Def Chef is cooking up in here. The second Stay High brother, my brother from another mother, for sure. Like, my bro, he's cooking in here. If you ain't had a chance, come in here, get one of them Sammy burgers, just like the old school. Like, most of the menu is a nod to old school CD staples from like how we was running around in the 80s, and we had the corner store joints and everybody was cooking up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got the formula for it.
Okay.
He's bringing it back.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say bringing it back. He's keeping it going. How about that?
Yeah, most def, man. So, man, let's kick it off with the top 5 of all time.
Top 5 what of all time?
Just top 5 musicians, whether that be an artist,
Musicians?
producer, lyricist. You know.
Impossible.
Give me a top 5. You got to try.
Impossible.
Top
It's
5
impossible.
influences, then. We'll take it there.
Top 5 influences. It's impossible.
It's too many.
That's hard, man. That's hard.
I'll tell you why it's impossible. Because everything goes in a line, right?
Yeah.
So if you're a Premier fan or a Pete Rock fan, you're really a Marley Marl fan. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So who's the top 5 in that scenario? Like, Marley Marl created the formula, and we all bugged out when we first heard it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody. He came out with the bridge, with the reverse horn and that crazy sound and the chopped up break, and that's like, what the hell is that? What? We can cuss on this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like, man, what the, man, what the fuck is, when the bridge, that beat, the bridge,
Yeah.
when that was like, what the fuck is that, bro?
Yeah.
I ain't never heard no, we can't, nobody, that shit was so outer space, like, all right.
Yeah.
So that spawned all the greats, the P-Rocks, the Q-Tips and all that shit.
Yeah.
That, I swear that one beat might have did it. Who knows?
Yeah.
if you let them guys tell you, they might say the same thing though. Like that beat fucked everybody up, right?
Yeah.
Then you get Public Enemy and all this shit, and everything spawns off of that concept, right? Public Enemy, they like the horn. Like Marley Marl used the horn in the beat. Like you never heard nothing like that, right?
Yeah.
And the Bomb Squad, which was Public Enemy's producers, they made a career off of that. Like,
Yeah.
we're just gonna just like sample horns in the craziest way, and they came out with Rebel Other Paws, and
Yeah.
everybody. I know I lost my mind the first time I ever heard that.
Yeah.
Where in hip hop, you got something when your song is an ass beating anthem. You feel me? Mm-hmm. If somebody got their ass beat to your song in hip hop,
You was doing numbers.
yeah. Oh no, you did that, man. For real. That's one of the songs you hear that your energy is so cold, man. If somebody say something stupid to you during that song,
Yeah.
you're gonna come on, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gonna catch these hands, bro. Like,
Come on, come
for
on.
real. Like, there's songs like that in hip hop history, and as a DJ,
Yeah.
I can tell you my top 5 songs that people got their ass whooped in the clubs too.
All right, let's do that. Let's run that list.
As a DJ, 'cause
Top 5
We ain't
as
even
a
talked
DJ.
about me DJing really, man.
Let's
Like,
do that.
That's most of my career is kind of. I don't know, maybe half of my career is really like heavy club DJing too. So
Okay, well, let's venture into that. Give me those top 5 joints as a club DJ.
the most ass whoopings by far by a song played was Masterpiece Bout It for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1.
To the point where, man, I got a couple funny stories about that, but to the point where like I'll be with my partner, man. We're the only ones in the DJ booth, man. I'm trying to go home early tonight, man.
Yeah.
Check this out. I'm about to throw in this Bout It. We about to be out of here at 1 a.m., cuz I guarantee. Play that song at like 12:30. Everybody bouncing around, start throwing them elbows and shit.
Yeah.
The wrong motherfucker get elbowed, and it's all somebody's shoe gets stepped on, and you know what's gonna happen after that,
Yeah.
bro. Somebody get knocked out. Hopefully nobody shot in the parking lot, cause then I'm responsible for lives. And luckily I never did that.
Yeah.
Not with that song anyway, I should say. I done definitely had casualties at some of my parties and shit.
Yeah.
Which is fucked up. But
Yeah, that's wild.
once again,
wild.
that's hip hop, man.
Okay, so number 2.
It's kind of funny. It's a song from when DOC Funky Enough. That song is so positive when you hear it, like when you're just listening to it.
Yeah.
But at the party, you play that song for some reason. That and of course, Easy E Boys in the Hood. That was
Okay.
one. That,
So
you know.
3.
Don't start no shit. Won't be no shit. Don't start no. That.
Yin Yang Twins.
Yeah, that's number 2 actually.
Okay.
That's the most
Okay.
ass whooping because
So we
you're
got
playing that
4
shit in
of
the club. That's when I used to DJ at Larry's. I
Okay.
don't know if you know about Larry's.
Nah, that's before me, man.
Oh man, so Larry's was when Pioneer Square was still popping, and they had the hood spot at Larry's. That's where the
okay.
Seahawk got his head busted and all that shit.
Oh,
they shut the
word,
whole
word,
Pioneer
word,
Square.
word.
Yeah, I was DJing that night.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You
Okay.
like you throw that don't start no shit, man. Everybody at first it's like, oh yeah, and then you start seeing some people throw elbows, of course.
Yeah.
But really it'd be the girls.
Oh,
You
damn.
see the girls like, don't start no shit. And they be pointing at the motherfucker while like the thing is dancing. Then the weave gets pulled out and then
Come on.
it looked like the cartoons with the fuzzball with arms coming out that motherfucker and all that shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, we're gonna
And
put
then-
that
Give me one final one to complete this top 5.
so many ass whooping songs.
No DMX? No.
No. What's the first Waka Flocka single that he ever came out with?
Oh,
I didn't even understand what the fuck he was saying.
Go hard in the motherfucking paint, nigga.
No.
Oh,
The first one.
Oh, the first joint?
Like
I don't remember.
that beat, that song.
What about the bow?
Yeah, what's that shit called? Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay.
Oh my God.
Or some Bone Crusher, the Bone Crusher shit.
No, that was one kinda, but nah, not like the first Waka Flocka single. That was
Okay.
guaranteed. I'm
So-
talking about I Wanna Go Home Early.
Yeah. You dropping Waka Flocka on them,
I would
huh?
drop that bitch at like 12:30. We out of here at 12:45, man. We go
Hell
home.
yeah.
The whole shit shut down. We get to have a shot and we go home. Like it's one of those.
Word. Okay. Man, well, moving on from that. Next, courtesy of the bro. We about to pull out some gems on you, man, and just get these reactions and just see what happened. We got some surprises. So let's go ahead and bust them out one by one, man.
All right.
All right, so here's the first one. Have you rocked that before?
I know what it is. I never had a copy though.
No.
No, I'm too young to have a copy of that.
How old were you in 1981?
Shit, I was 6.
Oh, damn, there you go.
Yeah, there's no way I would have.
Right.
There's no way I would have had that. But you're stupid for this stuff.
Man, so arguably, would you say that this or the Emerald Street Boys would have been one of the first Seattle rap songs? You know?
I think these guys made it to wax first, right?
Well, it's 2 years on the calendar, yeah.
So,
But it's a novelty record, and the question is, does a novelty record count as being as like first to the finish line? If this artist wants to claim that they were the first rap artist, does it count if it was a novelty track?
Sure. The first rap record on wax out of New York was a novelty track too, right?
Yeah.
If you let the streets tell it,
Right.
right?
okay.
That's the way it works.
So, Little Rapper Ray.
That's the way
First
it works.
official. All right, let's move on from that.
All right. The next one. Oh wait, one more, and then we'll go on to the tribal stuff.
Yeah, these were fun times right here, man. Fun time.
Hell yeah.
I never even read the liner notes in this shit.
Oh snap.
You still got copies of this stuff yourself?
I don't have the originals. We lost those in the flood.
Do you want to talk about Narcotic at all? I feel like they got so much attention from this album and then from Do the Math also. Like the Narcotic songs as opposed to the other stuff, you know.
I don't know. It was so collaborative.
Like There Goes Narcosis.
Yeah, the Narcosis was dope. I remember the critics didn't like it at first when it dropped. And some it kind of took time for it to catch on. And then, oh yeah, I guess I produced both songs on this one.
Do you have any memories of making this track?
Oh yeah. Yeah, big old smoke out because the Silas Black came through that day. That's back when
Yeah, big up
statute of limitation is up, man. That's back when I was really the weed man for real. So that was one of them ones where like, oh man, we got the homie in the session. Let's go ahead and whip out our best right quick. That's back when guys still hit Garcia Vegas and all that shit.
Smoking Garcia Vegas.
Yeah.
That was the struggle day, man.
And then what?
That's funny that record didn't come out as dated 2000 because it was made way before then.
Mm-hmm.
That's how long shit took to come out back then, though, right?
Speaking of that, what is the status of Narconomics? And do you ever talk to C-Note about that record? Do either of you feel like that should get surfaced, or are you trying to like kind of keep that in the vault, so to speak?
That's not my music.
That's all Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I know I did the tracks, but
Yeah.
I mean, that ain't.
Oh,
Like,
obviously.
you know, like I'm not.
Obviously,
Yeah. I'm not. On my end, I put it out. Do we have the masters? No, we lost them in the flood. So
Yeah.
Damn.
No, I got
like
you.
our whole history was wiped out like on some biblical shit. 40 days, 40 nights. It was gone. Boom. It's a wrap.
That's wild.
Yeah. So
That's crazy. Okay.
Luckily, I'm not a sentimental guy like that, or I'd probably still be heartbroken over that shit.
Wow.
But it is cool seeing this stuff. I actually have a sealed copy of this that I found in my auntie's basement.
It's around.
Forgot I had a stash over there, and it was like, oh snap! Like, son, you wanna come get these records about the? Like, I'm like, oh okay. I went over there and I had original pressings of that.
Yeah.
And Equilibrium sealed up in there too that I didn't realize I had. So I was like, okay. I got 4 copies of my shit, the wax anyway.
Right.
I don't.
Well,
I
these
got
are the,
copies of the repress, but I don't have copies of the. Is that the original?
Well, yeah, the OG has no executive producers, and then it has a different serial number. It's kind of fun. I love this kind of details, but
Yeah.
they're digitally remastered. The serial number is smaller, and the font is different.
Yeah, I
Like
see it.
kerning, what do you call that? When the letters are spaced out.
I don't know.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
collectors love this, man. Like the stuff that you guys made in '96, this goes for like $200 to $300, and this one sometimes even more because it has better audio.
Right.
But yeah, that's the promo that I think Topspin gave me
There was
before
a
Do the Math
promo?
even came out, man. I believe Barry was ripping those, and I had spoken to Topspin sometime in '96, and he passed me that.
Man, Barry always has some sneaky shit going on, man.
As a pre-copy.
Yeah, it's got the top spin card in it. That's funny.
And then he had untranslated
God
words
damn.
to get that remade, right? If I remember correctly.
I think, yeah, like I said, man, the master's gone.
But then of course
That was
then that was the wax version of that too.
Yeah, which we love. I actually got a copy of it.
Nice.
I don't have a copy of some of the other stuff though, but I do
We'll
have
set you
this
up,
one.
man. I collect. I'm always sweeping the web, and you know, if you ever want to grab something, man, just say the word on that. You got any more questions, Ant, going on? Because I have a couple more records, man.
Let's continue with the records, man. Let's continue dropping those records out.
Damn, I just seen the name Rob Brewer back there. That's somebody nobody ever talks about right there.
Yeah, Rob's he's a great dude, man. He
Great
still does
dude.
a lot of karaoke nights.
Does he?
Yeah. He
What
does
is-
karaoke to this day, like once a week.
Damn, you got this shit. That's crazy.
He's out
man.
doing the shows, doing public shows and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I would love to see Rob Brewer again, man. To see where he's at with it. I can't even. I would if I ran into him in the street. I probably wouldn't know it was him too.
Yeah. No, he looks the same, man.
Does he?
He didn't change at all. The last thing I wanted to bring up was when you worked with Source of Labor.
Wow, my guy John Moore. Let's rest in peace. Excuse me.
I want to know if you want to talk about your involvement with Source of Labor as a DJ and as a band member, and what that was like a little bit.
I was never a member of Source of Labor, so I was just helping my man out because he had DJ problems. And then they became a band after that. And, I would be featured in some of their live stuff. I think I mixed. Did I mix this record? I can't remember.
I don't know all the credits.
Let me see let me look at the liner notes again. I can't remember everything, man, all the time. Yeah, that's the original members right there.
Right.
Yeah, I was never a member, so. But I know they recorded a lot of this stuff at my spot. And there's no liner note to say if I mixed it or not.
Like on Sure Shot singles, do you have credits like a production credit on the Come With We?
Come
This
With
was
We.
their first wax.
Did I produce Come With We?
Yeah, they gave you credit. They gave you producer credit on that.
I don't know about that,
For a
man.
remix though. It's
For a remix,
it's different than the version that was on their tape. They had a cassette tape,
right.
and then they put out the wax and different versions of Come With We.
Maybe I did. I don't know. I can't even tell you what this sounds like. bro.
Yeah. But then I know Wetlands. I know we got you on Wetlands.
Yeah, we did. We definitely did
Wetlands is
that.
filthy. That you got a production credit, and then yeah.
Well,
recorded
that was all
performance.
recorded and mixed. I mixed all that. It says mixed by Wordsayer. Wordsayer knows how to mix now. Look at this stuff. It's all right.
But yeah, so I noticed on a lot of the credit, you had a lot of credit on Source Labor Records.
It says recorded and mixed by Wordsayer. Now that is funny right there. I would have took objection to that.
You did do a lot of live shows with them, right? When you'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
backup DJ,
Oh, yeah.
when the, Wordsayer would rap or perform.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure, yeah. Well, cool, man. Yeah, I just got.
Yeah, that was my guy, man. That's a fun man. You know how I met dude?
John?
Yeah.
No, how'd you guys meet?
I'm going to Garfield at that point. I'm walking home from school. It's me and Bill. We about to go record. We're walking home from school, and they had the door open, and I could hear somebody scratching. I could hear somebody was fucking it up, cutting it up. You can hear that shit from the street. I'm walking by their house.
Where are we at? What streets?
We're
do
in
you
the
remember?
CD.
Okay,
so
in the CD.
they live 2 blocks from my mom's house
Okay.
on I want to say 29th and Pine, between Pine and Pike.
Yeah.
I lived on Olive
Got you.
and MLK, so that's like 2 blocks. We was walking down the back street because I'm sure my boys were smoking. I didn't smoke back then, and you could just hear somebody practicing. Somebody was in there fucking it up. It's like, man, somebody's killing that shit. To where we stopped and like, man, that's live. That's somebody doing that. I was like, man, who the fuck is that in the hood scratching like? I just walked up on the porch and just walked up on their house,
Oh, wow.
peered in the door. Hey. Hey, man, my name is D, man. Look, we heard y'all outside, man. Who the fuck are y'all, man?
That's crazy.
That Kamikaze was their DJ. Asian dude. He had like, looked like some straight Mr. Miyagi. He had the catfish whisker joint, like the karate movies and shit. And they had he used to have like the karate garb and all that, like for real. Like he took DJing like, he considered it like martial arts kind of. That's how he approached it, to where
That's crazy.
he lived it and chakras aligned before he gets on the wheels and all this kind of like crazy. Like,
Yeah.
and it worked. It worked for him because he was nice. And I just walked up on him and was like, man, who are you brothers, man? Oh yeah, man, we're fresh back in Seattle from Atlanta. Their DJ was Kamikaze / Janai, and I want to say Jay's from Chicago.
Word.
So they're kind of from here, but not from here. John Morris, born and raised here. I think he went to Morehouse, right? Is that where he went to school?
I think so, yeah, in Georgia. Yeah.
So he went to school in Atlanta and then settled in down there for a little while and then moved back.
Man.
And his experience must have transformed him because before he went down there, he was one of them, he had the polo sweater with the real clean, looking like some Huxtable shit. He came back with the beard and the Rasta hats and the homemade jewelry and like had a whole different swag. Yeah. So Atlanta transformed him.
Yeah.
He met up with his guys. They got the group. And you know.
Yeah. Word. All right, man. Well, we're going to go ahead and close it out. Once again, you know,
Appreciate
honor.
you, man.
And thanks
man.
for having you come
No
through
doubt.
as well. And tune in next week, episode 4, Cake Talk. This is Cake City Ant. We signing out.